2 meetings for the sewer department this month. It's 9 October, and the purpose of this meeting is basically to review budget information for the next year. Our following meeting on the 28th of October will take up normal business matters that we do every month. Oh, introducing ourselves, starting with our sewer superintendent.
Corey White, Sewer Superintendent.
Lynn Pooler, Sewer Secretary.
Tim Redmond, Commissioner.
Dave Pierce, chairman.
Daniel Taylor, Commissioner.
Jim Craig, Select Board Representative.
Thank you all. We do offer public comment, but there is no one here in the audience to provide comment. I just want to put that into the record. And Lynn has provided us minutes for a meeting that was on 9 September. What's the commissioners want to do with those?
Motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Yeah, and thank you, Lynn. I've read them. They do look fine, so I call for the vote on the minutes. Aye.
Aye.
They pass, Lynn, unanimously. And Lynn and Corey, most of the next meeting's on you. You're presenting a lot of data as to what you would like to see for a budget this forthcoming year.
Okay, we can look at the top of the big sheet. This gives you, this is the budget, last year's. The first column is year end for 2024. Second column is our budget for this year. The third column is all our actual charges through September. And then the last column is next year's budget. The first section at the top, which is sewer admin, the first few lines, all the lines that are peach or tan or whatever color you want to call those, are all numbers that are going to come from finance. They weren't able to give me those numbers yet. They're not completely done yet. They did want me to tell you, though, that for salaries, they will be proposing, usually the pay increases are July 1st. They are proposing to change that based on what they're looking at doing at the state level, where if we keep it, they want to propose it to change it to January 1st instead of July 1st.
Why?
Because what they're trying to do at the state level is, if we do it the way we typically do it, where it's July 1st, come the end of the year, it will have to do it all over again in January. Those raises won't go through to July of the following year. That's the change that they're proposing in Concord. So, or if they do it January 1st, it would be like that going forward, and it would stay the same until the next year.
So-
Budget.
So they're not proposing to change us to a fiscal year that matches the state budget, are they?
That's not what she said. She said just for pay increase purposes.
But if we do pay, when did we used to do them, Lynn?
We usually get pay raises in July, and then they go through till the following July.
Right, so the pay raises are based on an approved budget that's passed at town meeting in March. So it's a
Right.
funded,
Yes, it kicks in July, yep.
it's a funded amount.
Right.
If we're gonna do the raises in January, we are gonna be funding raises that are not in next year's budget. They're in,
No,
we're
because
deficit
what she,
spending.
I asked about that. What they're proposing is you would not get the raise until April 1st, if it was approved from town meeting. If it's not approved by town meeting, then it won't happen. But the raises they won't go into effect January 1st this year. How do I say this? We won't get them until April 1st, but they will be retroactive to
Yeah, I was
January 1st.
going to say the word retro, so
Right.
in April, the town makes up for all the back raises.
Right.
you
Now,
did.
what is the state doing that's prompting them to do?
I guess they wanted change it so that, I think it's their way of, if, at the end of the year, you have to vote all over again in order to get those raises. They won't go through all the way to July. So it's not automatic to continue to receive them after January.
Are these raises that were agreed to in contract negotiations, or are these raises that are approved?
These are non-union, I
Oh,
believe.
the
she
non-union
said.
raises,
I believe, yes, yes.
okay. So this is nothing that falls under a default budget note,
No.
which is approved contracts?
Right.
Okay. So,
I don't
The
fully,
salary
I don't fully understand the logic.
Neither.
it makes the salary increases effective 1 January. That's what you do.
But
And they
and
would
the first-
continue, you'd get the whole year, and then the next year, I'm not sure what happens next year.
So when would the raises actually be seen in an employee's paycheck? After the town
April
meeting?
1st, April 1st,
And then are they going to do retro pay back
Yes.
to January 1?
yes,
A lump sum retro payment?
Yeah,
yes.
so April would be a very large check and then back to some normal level.
That doesn't make
Mine
sense.
isn't that
So
large, I did the
every
math.
year there's a voted pay increase? We
Yes.
just have to do lump sum?
I don't know if that would be like that every year or not, I'm
Well,
not
what
sure
they-
how that would happen.
What they do on the warrant is anything that's a union contract, that's obligated by contractual signatures, but non-union raises are generally voted on as a warrant article for non-union employees.
Lynn, thank you for information on how all that might come out and be implemented, that doesn't affect our bottom line.
Well,
These brown cells will eventually be
Well, Dave,
filled in.
Dave, you don't really, are you stopping the conversation right now? Did you just halt the
Yeah.
conversation?
I'm trying to say, these brown cells, they're gonna be filled in at a later date, and
Well, they always are, Philip, but I'm trying to get the answer, some explanation as to this change in the raises. And I fail to see how Lynn should be explaining it. I think we should have finance come back and explain them to us at the next meeting we have and explain why they want to do it. Because, they took our budget out of the town budget, and now we are our own budget.
Right.
So by rights, why do we have to follow along with what the town wants to do? They separated our budget for their purposes, so I'd like to see finance come and explain this.
I will ask Ian Hill.
Thank
to
you.
come in.
Tim, I support you with that, thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing that I wanted to bring up was health insurance. They expected an 11.3% increase. It came in at only 3.7%
For
of
now.
increase. No, that's it for that. They don't have, that's just health insurance. They don't have workers' comp, that's a different insurance company. Workers' comp, disability, or any of that stuff, but the health insurance will not, it's still increasing by 3.7, but a
What
lot
line,
less
what
than
line
they
is that,
expected it.
Lynn?
Health insurance,
So I didn't see it when I scanned it. Is that benefits?
yes,
For
yep,
43110?
yes. And
Okay.
you've got that in both,
And our benefits, the insurance specifically, is it still covering the same stuff?
Mhm.
Surprising it didn't go up as
I know,
more.
that's what I said, like, I guess because Health Trust is, she said something about Health Trust is restructuring things, and we didn't have, a lot of high-paying claims, so that helped us. I don't know if I'm explaining this exactly how she did, but that was my understanding.
Lynn, I don't see our, where was the stipend for the commissioners in our budget in the past? Was that a lot?
It's the one right up top,
Number
it's
2.
the second one down.
Okay, good, I didn't see it, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
thank you.
and I didn't fill in that, we can do, I have that,
No,
because it's up
we're
with
gonna
theirs,
discuss,
but,
we can discuss that tonight. The budget committee saw fit to zero that out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to make a motion to reinstate the stipend for the commissioners in our 2026
Well, you want to do 2025 as well, if you want it this December. They took it out. of
All right, well, then I
this-
want to reinstate it for 2025 and include it in 2026. That's all, I'll make a motion to that effect.
So the motion then is to
Reinstate the commissioner's
reinstate it
stipend
for this year's,
and to include it in our 26 budget.
and it will also put it in the 26 budget. Dan?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all happy with the discussion? Yep. Call for the vote.
I'm in favor.
Aye.
I'll vote yes. Unanimous, Lynn.
Okay, so make sure we put that in there. We had it at 27.
We'll leave it at,
50.
I don't want to increase it, I just want to
Okay.
reinstate it.
Okay.
20,
I'll have to see
Whatever
what,
it was
I'll
in
have
the
to look
past.
and see what it was. I don't know if 2024, if we went up in 2025 or not. I'll have to go double check.
No, I don't think
that.
we voted to raise
No.
it. I think the last time we raised it was 3 years ago.
Okay, so 2750 is what
Yeah.
I think it is, okay.
And if you could just check
I
the
will.
prior years, if we have to amend that before the budget,
Yeah.
we can amend it to any corrected amount.
Okay, so let's go back to, so all the tan color we can skip. So go down to the first white one, which is employee development. We had budgeted 1,500 for this year, we haven't spent anything. We were going to leave the 1,500 in there. Corey said he's on a waiting list, but he did not get in this year for the required class for the O&M collection system.
Corey, are there any other classes that you and Keith could take for any other purpose to be safe in your job and expend this line?
Absolutely.
Well, then do it.
Okay.
Find some classes for you guys, whether it's,
Honestly, I think both he and I need to take some computer classes.
well, I don't know if they offer them, but if they do,
Oh,
that'd be
yeah.
great. But the point is that the employee development can also include safety. So if you had a confined space rescue class you could go to, or any other things,
I'll look on,
there's a place in Hudson, hazmat
Hazmat?
team, something, I'll get you the address.
and Adam has a list of classes that we used to do through DPW all the time, that it's actually through UNH.
Yeah. But the point is that whenever we have a line that's budgeted and not spent, the budget committee goes after it.
Mhm.
So let's make sure we appropriately budget and use our budget.
So do you want him to use that this year?
I'd like to see if him and Keith could get into a couple of classes before the end of the year. They've still got 2 months,
Oh,
3
yeah.
months.
Okay.
I'll let him take care of that.
The next line is legal services. We budgeted 5,000, we have not had to use it this year. We were keeping the $5,000 in there. for
That's an
next year.
insurance policy, basically.
Go down to the next white line, which is office supplies. We budgeted 2,500, we've only spent 525.
Are you anticipating anything, Lynn?
I should probably buy a chair.
Well, these are the kind of things you don't
Yeah.
really need to discuss with us.
I
You just
know.
need to do it.
I know everyone's telling me to do that, I just haven't done it, okay.
And
I'll-
Corey must need supplies at your office as well, it falls under the same, doesn't it?
Correct, yep.
Okay.
So, between the two of you, figure out a way to
use it.
reduce that deficit in that line so that we don't have to be
Done.
Okay.
quizzed at both the select board level and the budget level.
We'll communicate on that one, Corey.
Yeah, I can order you a chair.
Yeah, well, I wanna check it out first.
Did you like the chair you sat in the other day?
I
Why don't you
remember.
two
I'll
discuss
have
this
to sit
later?
down, okay.
both of you,
We can talk that later.
I also support Tim's rationale there for you too.
Okay. The next line is postage. This one we should be all right with. We budgeted 6,500, we're at 3,293. We still have another mailing to do, and I have some charges that are coming through from Stephanie for the liens that notices that she sent out. I'm going up to $8,000 for next year because postage has increased, and Stephanie is using a different company now for the
Liens.
liens, and so it's costing a little bit more for that.
Are they return receipt? Is that why they're
Yeah.
expensive?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that section, the top section is all set. Any questions on that?
No, I think, I like it.
Okay. The next section, which is sewer operations, again, we'll skip the tan ones, those are, it's pretty much the same as what's top, but only it's Corey and Keith. So we'll go to the first white one, which is clothing and uniforms. We have a budget of $1,600, we've only spent $545. We were gonna leave it at $1,600. Corey says they will be spending that, they need to purchase pants and rain gear.
And boots,
And boots, you didn't say that,
I know.
okay?
Thank you.
Consulting service is the next line, we budgeted 45,000, we've only spent 6295. We're leaving it at 45,000, we didn't have a lot of, consulting this year, we didn't have a lot of projects and stuff that we did, which Mike would, consult on.
I want to ask Corey a question. Corey, when we do a project like Louis Street or any place, is that where that line comes from to pay Mike Trank?
Mhm.
Now, didn't we instruct him to start getting going on the surveying for Frost Street and Rochambeau and the rest of them?
Correct.
What's the status of that?
I think he's just waiting for the surveyors.
Yeah, but this is like 4 months, 5 months. You need to call Mike and give him a boot. If he has to get a different surveyor and Hoyle Tanner doesn't want to do it, then we should hire an independent surveyor.
Yeah, they
because-
used somebody else last time, because they could actually get them.
Well, if Hoyle Tanner is not going to service us the way they used to, then we need to have a discussion with Hoyle Tanner regarding how many years they've been working for us and what we think the service we're due.
I just want to check on one thing. We've talked a couple of times about how in-depth we want to do with the survey. Just do Louis Street,
We wanted to.
not Louis Street, I take that back, Cross Street, but we're gonna do the whole neighborhood. It seems to me like we should survey the entire neighborhood one time and be done with it.
Yeah, we wanted them
Okay.
because we haven't spent money on projects this year.
Mhm.
We need to spend some of our CIP money, and we need to get this done in advance, because the survey will last for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm talking Higgins and the side streets,
Mhm.
Rochambeau Street,
Yep.
and Cross Street. That ties that whole block together. Because those are the next one we want to work on, right, Corey?
Correct.
Okay.
Is Public Works hires other surveyors other than what Mike might hire, right?
I don't know who they use,
So,
Dave.
it depends on the project. Sometimes if it's dealing with easements, like drainage easements and such, they might hire a surveyor, but a lot of it, they don't need to.
I would prefer to have that contract under our current consultant, because he knows what the surveyor needs to provide.
Correct.
You know, he writes a proper work request for
Mhm.
that project, so.
Well, just please contact Mike.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
call.
The next line is contract services. We budgeted 38,500. We've only spent 3571. This is Belmore jetting of lines, and dig the quarterly work. Corey said Belmore will be jetting lines in November or December.
They
Well,
always
later October, November usually.
That's always when they do it for us.
Yeah.
Diesel fuel, we did
Sure.
not budget anything for it this year because we don't have the truck that we used it for, so
For-
that's zero.
For the contracted services, why were we 45,000?
I looked at that.
46,000?
I ran that report, so if you asked me that, I would know that. Shoot, did I forget to bring it up? Of course, I forgot to bring it. We had, what was it? There was something special that we had
Was that
done.
when Factory Street the building broke into a line?
No, we got
Well, they
reimbursed for
would've
that.
covered
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran the report and everything, so I'd have the answer, and then I left
Are
that
you,
on my
so you're
desk.
asking why the contracts?
Why did we go down budget a lower amount. Oh, wait, 2024.
Yeah, 2024, we
Okay.
spent a lot.
Yeah.
It was an unusual project in
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
24.
Now, Corey, will that 38,000 cover the additional jetting you want to do in the Rochambeau, Higgins Street neighborhoods to keep that working until we can get to those?
That should cover it,
That will cover it.
yeah.
Okay.
Gasoline, we doubled the budget for that because it's, now both vehicles are using
Yep.
gas, so we got rid of the diesel fuel and we put it down in gas. Let's see, fleet maintenance, this is a service for the trucks. We budgeted 6,000, we've only used 1341 so far, but we lowered it by 1,000 because the trucks are newer, but we wanted to leave money in there just in case something.
Well, you also have a truck that's under warranty,
Correct.
so other than oil changes, that's the only thing we should have to worry about on that.
But Corey, most of these charges are really transfers to public works. They're doing the maintenance, or what
So
part of our maintenance gets done commercially?
DPW takes care of all the oil changes, and basic service work, so anything that goes in the front ends, anything that they can fix in-house, they will.
Tires?
They mount and balance the tires. We pay for the tires,
Okay.
and they'll mount and balance them. If it's anything that's super technical, which wiring, every new car has lots of wires, that stuff gets sent out.
And that's under your authority. You bring the truck then to a commercial dealer.
Yes, yep, I would reach, Zeb, the mechanic foreman, would reach out to me, we would discuss that whatever is going on with the vehicle they can't fix, and he would point to where we should take it.
Okay, thank you.
So we left that at 5,000, is that okay with you? Or did you want that lower?
Well, we lowered it, so if they want to lower it more, we have the option to, but as a show of good faith, we lowered it because we have new vehicles.
I was gonna say good faith, thank you.
We think alike.
Okay, the next line, equipment maintenance, we budgeted 2,000, we've spent 1,261 so far. That's maintenance for any of our equipment, it's repairs for the lawnmower, the trailer, so we kept that at 2,000.
It's strictly maintenance and no new purchases.
No,
Yeah, that's just maintenance.
CIP projects, that just came from CIP, which was 550,000, which you've already seen.
Corey, what have we expended this year for CIP? Not much, huh?
101,320.
Yeah,
No.
What have you got done so far? What have you done for the 101 you've expended?
I can show you what that is. It's right
Yeah.
in this thing right
Yeah.
here.
He knows
this
off the top of
packet.
his head.
We bought a ton of frames and covers for Laurel Street and Knollcrest Mountain Road.
Those are the ones that DPW did road work on?
Correct, so we had, sometimes we will reuse some that are in the street.
Yep.
If they're in really good condition, we'll reuse them. They're all junk, especially, it seemed like the ones in Knollcrest had a casting issue. All the covers were broken, every
Yep.
single cover was cracked.
Bad castings.
Bad castings, and we had Dino do that repair on Laurel Street, replace that sewer manhole and sewer main.
That's the one that backed up into the residence
No,
property?
that's on Warren Ave, that's still on his list,
On whose list?
Dino,
When's it getting done?
whenever he can get to it.
Tell me we want it done this year.
Okay.
I mean, before winter. We don't need to have another fiasco in the middle of the winter and have that. In my opinion, that should have happened a long time ago. So I think we need to press Dino to get over there and get it done.
That's fine. I personally check that manhole once a week.
That's okay.
We haven't had any issue with it.
Yeah.
And I was
We
gonna
didn't
have,
have any issue when you checked it 2 weeks before it happened, when it backed up into the neighbor's property. Remember you said you were there a couple weeks before it, checked that line? Or no, am I
yeah, I don't, no, we didn't open
Okay.
that. That was the first time we opened that section since it was cleaned the year prior.
Well, we know that's a problem, we know we had a bulge in the line. It needs to be.
I
Done.
agree, it needs to be
Well, and if
fixed.
Dino can't do it, we have to hire somebody else. And if it costs more, but it has to be done.
And you've got 59,940 was the new truck is in here in CIP.
Where's that number?
It's part of CIP, it's in that 101,320.
Oh, for the pay for the new truck?
Yep, and then the lift gate for
So
the
we've
new
only spent
truck.
like 40,000 on CIP projects for the whole year so far?
So far.
Well, you know, we're gonna have to reconsider our rate increases too then, Dave. If we're not gonna be spending this money on projects because we can't get them done, we're gonna have to reevaluate whether we're gonna continue to have rate increases to our users, because I can't justify charging them for higher rates if we can't spend the money. So that's another discussion for another time.
Another time, yeah, we're not,
I'm not talking
that's
tonight.
not on the agenda about rate increase for next year. you know.
It's just a side
But,
comment.
okay, back on CIP. Obviously, budget's gonna say, geez, sewer department, you always do 600, 1,000 feet every year. Why didn't you do that this year?
We have a
Well,
good reason.
Yeah.
Yes, and the reason is we would prefer doing projects in partnership,
Yes.
Public Works.
Save
Perfect
money for the town
Yeah, it's best.
I'd be
with
happy to
funds
say
both
that on
sides.
TV
And-
at the budget meeting.
with the town voting down the road budget.
So I just wanted
Just
to
through
make us, that
Makes
we're
it
all
harder.
of the same mind.
We are.
That's scary.
So, other than point repairs,
There'll be a little bit more that comes out of there. There's some frames and covers that we need to fix before winter time.
how about our assessment for Martinez Brothers for the work at DPW's level when they have to rebuild? Where's that coming
They
out?
probably have, that comes out of CIP, and I don't know, I haven't seen a bill for that yet.
Well, that will be a deduction from our CIP number.
Yeah, that's
Because
probably.
how many covers did Martinez do for 50, 100?
Probably, for us, it was close to 50.
50 at an average of 500 or 600 a cover,
Correct.
it's expensive. So that'll be something we can show against our CIP line. Okay,
Okay, the next one is Manchester O&M. We budgeted 490,000, we've spent almost that right now.
and we're not done for the year, are we?
No, but this includes, their audit, so we were charged an additional $79,756,
79,000.
that we weren't expecting
This-
based on their audit.
And that was an audit of all of their 24 projects. And so we're now getting a bill for our share of all of their final reckoning on 24 projects. They're in the process of auditing all of them, 25 we're still at.
Well, is that different from the line below it, Dave? Manchester projects versus O&M charges?
Yes, the projects that we broke out this past year, the O&Ms are the monthly bills we get for every month,
month.
and then the projects are the projects that Manchester is doing to
So you
upgrade
see,
or.
the key, on the first line, we were just discussing, the key word is audit results. And so that's what they sent us a bill about a month ago.
And what was the audit results for, Dave?
For the year 24
And for what? For flowage or projects?
projects.
Well, then it should be in the projects line, shouldn't it?
No, that was Flow, I believe, I thought. It's the O&M
It's,
audit and,
okay. Thank you then, Lynn.
I
Okay.
think.
It's fine, but it was an
Well-
audit, a financial audit they did of all the books for the year 24, whatever category it
Yeah.
was in, and that's where we,
Did we
That's what
actually
we booked
spend
it.
675,152 for the year 24?
That was because everything was added, yes, that's because projects and O&M were added together on that line. We just broke them out for
Okay,
the
so
first time this year.
we budgeted 490,000.
Mm-hmm.
We've paid 489,000 in O&M charges so
Mhm.
far? So we must have an increase in our flow then, Corey.
It's at 70, I'm wondering if when we did our budget, yeah, it still looks like it might be more, but,
It'll be, if you don't include the audit, because that's an be like 20,000 more.
What I did is, for the next year's budget for O and M,
Mhm.
I took the 489 that we have already, spent this year, and then I just kind of looked at last year's numbers for September, October, November, December, and kind of put them up a little bit, and that's how I came to the 643, 500 for next year.
I'm still confused. I'd like you to do a little more work on that and report back to us with specific numbers for what we spent in 2024, what your expected number is for 2025, and what we're gonna budget for '26. Because if O and M charges included something other than O and M charges for the 675, 152, we need to find out what the O and M charges were for that year only.
Dave did he did this budget for this year. He gave me these numbers that we put for the budget. He did a whole
Spreadsheet.
spreadsheet.
All right, then I'll ask
And
Dave.
so I'm wondering if, because it looks like we are okay when you add the two lines together. It looks kind of like maybe a project got, because I looked at all the projects that we were billed last year, and when I did the project line, so for projects, he budgeted 288,396 for this year. We're at 33,356 right now. And there's still a lot of outstanding projects that haven't been billed
Well, I
yet, but
understand that.
I
That's
have
fine.
it coming to like 125,000 versus his budget of 288. So if you add the two lines together for our actuals and what I'm calculating for next year's budget, it's pretty close to what his budget was for this year.
I just hate to see, we're gonna have to explain to the budget committee why we budgeted 490,000 for O and M charges and why we're budgeting 643 for O and M charges next year. Did we have a flow increase?
Yeah, I'll get that together before we have our budget, before the
We
budget meeting.
need that, because that's a huge number.
I'll have it for you next meeting. I'll have the explanation for that. I'm sure it's explainable.
Because we still pay the same rate, they haven't changed our rate. Does anybody know if they've changed our rate?
I don't think so.
I think we have we we created the project line to get rid of the confusion in the O and M line, which they were sticking projects into the O and M line. And we separated them for that reason, and we still have the confusion, so we need to fix the confusion.
Then I will work with you in the
Okay.
forthcoming days. I'll take my old spreadsheet of all the projects that
Okay.
are billed. They're amortized over 20 and 30 years. And I'll update that spreadsheet with probably some more projects too, and bring it all up to date.
Did they give you
Yes,
a sheet? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay. So,
We'll get some more answers on the last three, CIP from Corey, and Manchester projects and O and M from you and Dave.
okay. The next, so we're done with the operations section. Do you have any other questions with that section?
No, we beat you up enough on that.
Okay, the last section is the pump station. So we have, the first line is contract services. We budgeted 10,000, we spent 3530. We kept it at 10,000 for next year. This is our alarm monitoring, the boiler work and inspection and the heat pump work. Good, okay. Next line is operating supplies. We budgeted 10,000, we've spent 11,590, and we kept it at 10,000 for next year, but that's because we had, let's see, we had We spent
One
almost $4,000 on the push lawnmower and a bagger for the lawnmower.
So how does a lawnmower come out of operating supplies?
That's the pump station, and it's supplied for the pump station.
Well, I would think that we should, if you're gonna cut the grass in all our facilities, and you have that somewhere else, that I would hope that we could have kept all those purchases in one department, under one budget line. It's not a pump station thing, it's a grass thing, which is around every building we own.
But we don't, it's not an office supply, we don't really have any other line.
Now, how did we buy the lawnmower, Corey? What fund did we use to buy the lawnmower?
Operating supplies.
The previous lawnmower, or the riding.
The
lawnmower.
riding mower.
So that would be correct, operating supplies for the, it's the whole department.
The whole de-
operating
yeah.
supplies.
Yeah, I think we put it there last year as well, because we have the 10,000 that we spent in full, and I remember we had some big purchases there again. I think that's the same line that we used for that one.
And that Ryder gut was purchased in, I think, 23.
Oh.
So what
And
did
what
we?
about the trailer?
That was purchased in 24.
Then that's probably what that is.
Yep, that was the trailer.
Well, we need breakdowns on that stuff so we can validate that. Plus, and what's a tripper container?
That was last year when we purchased that.
The
We just
Connex
left it
box.
in there.
Huh?
Connex box,
Oh, that's the Connex.
Yeah, that's why the 10,000, because that was expensive.
correct.
Yes, that's what that was.
So in '24, we purchased the Connex box for how much, Corey? 4?
It's not on here. I
Yeah.
didn't do 24, I only did 25.
Yeah, it was a little, it was right around 5 grand.
And then you bought the trailer in '24?
23.
23 was the trailer, Connex box was 24. The trailer was 4,900, no, 5,200 in 23 for the trailer, and 5 grand for the box in 24.
So, how much was the trailer, Corey?
I think it was 5,200 all said and done.
So between the trailer and the Connex box, that's almost $10,000.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lynn.
Electricity, we budgeted 22,000, we're at 15,939. We're pretty close on budget, but we raised it a little bit because rates are going up and we don't know what's going on with electricity, so. Propane, we budgeted 3,000, we've used 1,474. We kept it at 3,000. This is for the pump station heat and generators. All set with that one?
Mhm.
Okay. Water, we budgeted 1,200. We've spent 815. We doubled that for next year because he's saying with the irrigation system, he has to water it daily, and we didn't know, I didn't know if
I
that,
think you can get a handle on that irrigation, whether it needs to be every 3 days or, and then we can adjust that next year once you figure
Correct.
out what the water usage is gonna be for
Correct.
this year.
Plus we have we're in a drought right now.
Yeah, so I know the water bill that's gonna come for this quarter is gonna be a lot higher than normal because it was running 3 times a day, so that the new grass wouldn't die.
3 times a day?
That's what they had it set at,
Who did?
firmly rooted. Oh, that's gonna come out of here too, for CIP, the firmly rooted
it's
bill.
gonna
Okay.
be in CIP.
Correct.
Okay, you're gonna make a list of all them for us when you get to it. Okay, water's good.
Okay, and we skip down to the next white line, which is wet well maintenance.
Well, what's the green one, telecommunications?
The green one is telecommunications,
That's coming
which
from
isn't,
IT?
yeah, well, it's not even a line anymore, they took that out, the only reason it's
Oh,
there is
they
because we had
moved it.
actuals in 24, yeah.
All right, let's leave it at 0, but not eliminate the line, because getting it back is hard to get it back if you wanna put it back in, so we'll just leave it funded at 0.
Okay. Hazardous materials, same thing, we left that in at 0 or at $1, but
Is that for removal, Corey? Hazardous material removal?
I would suspect, yes, if there was, if we had a pipe break or something and it overtopped in a yard and you had to remove soil.
So why do we not fund it?
And we haven't had anything? That's my guess,
I
that's
don't even
why
know if
that's
that's
in
what
here.
it's for, yeah.
Or is it for like
I thought it had to
with
do with
oil
this.
or something that we, or something that we need to get rid of?
I thought it used to, I thought it used to be for disposal of chemicals and such from our operations at the plants.
That's probably what it was.
That's what I thought
That
it used
could
to be for.
That was just
Do
a
you use
guess.
chemicals?
We use chemicals in the wet well, but it's environmentally friendly. All it is a degreaser.
So this may have changed with more friendly chemicals for cleansing as opposed to harsher chemicals from the old days.
That would be my guess, yeah. Because I know
Could you ring up one of the two M's and find out what that was for sometime? The Mike and Mike show?
Oh,
I think I have Mike's number in Florida. I can
yeah,
just call him.
that's fine.
Find out what that line was for. I believe it was for chemicals that were related to the wet wells and cleaning of the wet wells and maintenance of the system.
I don't
Wasn't
think
that
there's
a
been
chemical expense?
The degreaser is a chemical expense.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got old budget worksheet, spreadsheets, and I don't have any notes next to the
I would
hazardous
say, I don't think we've
material.
had this line.
It's
We've
always
just
been
kept-
one, and I've
Yeah,
never written a note for it.
I don't think we've had a budget in that since I've been here. I think we just
Well, I
kept
think we
the
should
line.
fund it for $1, because if it's funded for $1, then we're allowed to overspend it and transfer funds from another line.
Change the 0 to 1.
I love how
Heaven
Tim
forbid
thinks.
the
So
budget-
as we should do the,
The
we should,
budget committee won't talk about $1.
Okay, wet well maintenance,
that's the cleaning, St. Ange cleans them every year.
yep, and we just kept the budget the same.
I want to propose to make that next line a $1 expenditure as well.
Yeah, that's what, I put 0, but it'll probably be $1, because that's what I just didn't put $1 in, but it will be when I put it in. Then chemical expense, we haven't spent any this year, it's for the wet well, but we're leaving it the same for next year. Diesel fuel, this is for the backup generators, we haven't had to use it, but we budget it just in case.
Corey, who
We need
do
it.
we get our diesel fuel from? Burke?
Burke, yep.
Do we have any way to have our diesel fuel in that tank tested for
We had,
usability? It's not deteriorating, sitting in the tank for 10 years?
when I did it last time in 2020, I got a kit from Nortrax and actually mailed it to a company that tested it, so we can do that again.
I would like that done, because
Okay.
we don't want our generator to come on and find out that our diesel fuel 500-gallon tank is contaminated with either groundwater, or the fuel has separated or broken down, or the paraffin in it is gonna clog up all the filters the first minute you run the big generator. And does that run occasionally?
Yeah, we exercise it every month,
Okay. Well, I'd like to have the fuel tested, please.
absolutely.
Okay, the last line is equipment repairs. We budgeted 46,500, we spent 416, we kept the budget the same.
We are not changing that ever.
We used to have it like 200,000
Oh,
or
no,
something.
we changed
so,
it
yeah.
down to a reasonable amount,
Yeah.
but we have to have an insurance policy for pumps.
And that is it.
Corey, have you ever taken on that request from the commissioners to look at either purchasing some pumps and having spare pumps purchased, or being ahead of the curve with our $15,000 pumps? Have you looked into that by chance?
I don't have a solid number on anything. I was working with, actually Sherbon was supposed to send me over a breakdown. They actually just came out with new style pumps, and we're looking at something different for Moose Club. What is there works, but it's such, the elevation that thing pushes, it cavitates those pumps really bad and eats the impellers. So between Sherbon and, I wanna call it Windwater, but I can't, it's slipping my mind right now.
Following up on Tim's question, if we were to have a pump sitting in the warehouse. Um, The actual replacement and switching out, is that something you would do, or you would still contract for the actual?
I would contract for
For
that,
the actual replacement?
yeah.
Those
We-
pumps are in the bottom of the wet well, and they weigh about 1,000 pounds apiece.
Yeah, there's chain falls and everything,
And they have to be
Then there's-
wired by a licensed electrician, so there's,
yeah, but we're
It's-
not
it's a
touching that.
contract job.
It's a complex.
Absolutely.
but
And-
it wouldn't hurt to own a couple of brand-new pumps, because who knows when there's gonna be a pump shortage one day.
Absolutely. We keep, for all
Those
this,
rare earth magnets are in the.
Yeah.
well, the smaller pump stations that use the Gorman Rupp pumps, we keep spare parts on the shelf for those.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of moving parts to them. It's really just the impeller.
Mhm.
So we keep 3 on hand. We have 6 pumps, and we have 3 impellers that sit on a shelf and swap them out when we
You
start seeing
swap-
them wear.
You swap them out.
We've been starting to swap them out ourselves.
Well, we thank you for the effort, but you know there's things, we know there's things you can't do.
Yeah, I don't do electricity.
So what you're looking at, Tim, is the backup for all the actuals for this year through September. So if you have any questions about the numbers that you see in 2025, what was spent.
Well, this is gonna go to my last note on our page here.
Okay.
We've asked for monthly reports for spending, descriptions, and prices in the past. We're not getting them from you. 2026 is the year you're going to start providing
Yes.
monthly reports to
Yep.
us,
Yep.
so we can keep abreast of what we're spending and what we're spending it on. So we're not asking everybody, how do you get the trailer and where did it get spent from?
Do you want just the report, I'll give it to you, or do you want me to do these spreadsheets each month with the backup?
I think we need the month's accounting. A spreadsheet takes in everything.
Yeah, we
The,
need-
the regular one that,
We need to see the accounting lines that.
yeah, so you just want the report
Well,
that,
when you make a disbursement from the account, you have to enter a code, a line, a number for the account. You have to enter a description and an amount submitted to finance to pay the bill. You want the monthly report for what you submitted for payment for bills for the sewer department. So
Okay.
if you give finance 3 pages of requests for payments for bills, like from our warrant,
all I give them is this, but what,
well, then you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna generate.
yeah, we'll figure it out before, what you wanna see.
I'd like to know what we're spending out of each line every month,
Okay.
and a description of what it is, not just $47 or $3,000.
Okay, then you don't want the reports out of the system like you get from
I
other
wanna
stuff.
know,
Okay, I'll do these spreadsheets.
and they
I'll
don't have to
do
be,
this
they don't have to be a backbreaker for you, but we do need to know what we're spending on a monthly basis and what we're spending it on.
I can do
And I know
these.
you go give us a warrant, we signed the warrant.
Yep. Yep, no,
But it
I'll-
doesn't-
I'll just do these that I downloaded and I did Excel spreadsheets for each of them so you can see what it is.
And it doesn't have to be individual accounts like this, it could be just a list.
Okay, all right.
Lynn, the small handout then, this is every transaction under the 5-digit code.
Right, it shows you at the top of it, I did all the actuals, I just downloaded things and then made Excel spreadsheets out of them. So I did each account that had actuals in it. So, and then it shows you what's in the system, it tells you, the
Good.
company and then
But once again,
what the
it's-
description.
It's all of the transactions under that 5-digit code.
Yes. And you've got the 3 sections, like 3261, 326000, is, the top section for admin, and then 3261 would
Yeah.
be, operations, and then the last one, 3262, is,
Yes.
the pump stations.
For operations.
I don't think I wrote that, I did the account,
I see 'em. I see 'em there.
did I say operations on it? Oh, I did. Oh, I'm good. And I thought I was.
Can you reach it from here, or do you want me to pat your back for you? So, one of our sheets here is sewer operations, Manchester projects, it's all accounted for in each
Right.
project.
Yeah.
For a total of 33,356,
For
7.
2025, I didn't do that for 2024 year end.
The year we're in now is what we want. Okay. And then, there's O and M on the, yep, here's the O and M charges. 423, 581, and that comes through the month of,
August, I believe, we don't have September's yet. Oh, wait, August isn't in there either.
well, you started in March, what happened to January and February?
Nope, January and February, they're down at the bottom, go from bottom to top. January, February, March, April.
Huh? Mine starts in March.
Yeah.
The newest dates are on the top.
Yeah.
It-
January, February, March, April, May, June.
Oh, this is when you paid it,
Uh,
3.
When I get them
So,
so late.
we have given Manchester already $423,000, and we've only got through July? That's 6 months. Well, we're grossly under budgeted.
But it's in the line below, that's what we need to look at, the budget, what Dave did budget-wise.
So
How he built
last-
up projects and O
My-
and M.
there was,
I was looking at projects, your O and M is, you know, you can flip a coin, it's always gonna be $45,000 or $50,000 a month. You know, it's, the treatment's not.
That's
gonna-
how I did next year's budget. I used the year-to-date, what we spent through there, and then I did September, October, November, December. I kinda averaged it.
Unless we were to have a, you know, 500 home development built, our flow isn't changing that significant going.
And the audit, Dave, that was for the prior year for undercharging, is that what the audit was for?
Yes.
Yes,
We got undercharged 80,000 the prior year?
Lynn said 79,000.
Other years, they've given us a check for that much money. It's-
Correct. We discussed that today.
Yeah.
It was, everyone was realizing
So-
this was the first year all the towns got billed for an
Mm-hmm.
audit.
So if we budgeted an average of $50,000 a month for 12 months, that's $600,000, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and what are you proposing for this year, Lynn, for Dave? 643.
I'm doing 643,500.
Okay, well, this is the kind of information I'm gonna need to have in front of me.
Yeah.
Want to explain this to the budget committee.
Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you.
You're welcome. And I just have the projects, I wanna double check that number, cause I didn't know if there are additional ones or not for next year, so Dave and I'll look at that.
Dave has the list of the upcoming projects and the
Yes,
proposed
and once
cost
again,
sharing.
I'm gonna, yes, that all these projects that are amortized over 20 years, I will take my spreadsheet and work with Lynn before the next meeting and have it fully updated.
So what does our budget represent this year, less than last year, Lynn?
Well, it's hard to tell because we don't have the numbers from finance
Oh, I got
yet.
you, yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of blank spaces way up there.
Yeah, but if you look at, so if you just wanna look at like sewer operations, oh no, you can't do that. You can kinda look at the last one, the
I'm
budget's a
good,
little
I'm
bit
good,
higher
I'm
than
good.
last
good.
year, but, yeah.
The 2025 budget was 2,175,703, and we're at 1,500. We're like $650,000
No,
shy
we're at
right now.
956 right now for our actuals through September.
I'm looking at the proposed budget
Oh,
for
oh,
26.
gotcha, okay, yeah.
They're about 650,000 shy right now for what we are going to be budgeting, because we don't have the numbers from
Right, right.
finance.
Right. Okay. So what I'm gonna ask, just so we can have something for her to, so we can enter it in the budget for now, if you can, somebody can do a motion to approve this budget and the numbers that, we are going to get from finance, and if we need to make some slight adjustments.
Who's looking for an approval tonight?
Danielle, because they have to have the numbers in by October 20th, I think it is, she said. We just got the email
So these are,
when I sent it to
She's
you.
So we're not gonna make any major changes on our lines, we're gonna rely on them to make sure Danielle knows that we put the 2750 back in,
Yes,
and we didn't change anything other than that and the two $1.
right. And if I have to make a slight adjustment to like O and M and all that, I mean, that won't be.
Well,
a-
I think you're pretty
a
spot
problem,
on for the O and M
yeah.
right now, based on,
So,
The
so
research.
for the audit, is that a yearly thing?
I,
Cause it's not on,
auditing service, I think
Last
it's,
year's.
every 2 years. So, what did I put for a note? 2025 includes regular audit plus GASB, which is every 2 years. The regular audit is every year,
I
I
meant,
believe.
sorry, I'm still stuck back on the O and M,
Oh.
Manchester O and M.
Oh, that
That Manchester O and M audit,
Yep,
how often does that happen?
every year.
Every year?
But usually, in past years, we've received some really large checks because
Yeah,
it was
we-
under,
we had. when
And
we
this
get-
time we got billed.
right.
Yeah, when we get money back, they don't report the audit. When we owe them money, the audit gets reported. All right, I'll make a motion to conditionally approve the budget that was presented to the commissioners this evening with the 3 changes to the stipend line, the hazardous material line, and the solid waste disposal line.
And numbers that will be given by finance.
To include any numbers that, additional amount to include numbers provided to us by finance department that were not available to us as of the vote this evening.
Worded it much better than me.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Call for a vote on that motion.
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Lem, please.
Thank you. I think that's all
So
I have.
we've
for
finished the new
budget.
business discussion.
And that's all we had.
Do any commissioners have any old business agenda items? Resurrect?
We'll talk about them in our regular meeting, right? Because you said this meeting was
Yes, sir.
scheduled for budget
Um,
purposes only?
And then I'll conclude, in other business, I attended the annual meeting of the intermunicipal agreement with the Manchester treatment plant today. The good news I'm sharing with you all is that all 3 towns, Gulftown, Londonderry, Bedford, none of us had exceeded any limits of what they're allowed to ship to the treatment plant. And none of the towns had any bad metal sampling on their report.
Did they give you a report on what our total amount was for the year? I mean, are we shipping 1 million,
Well, if you're looking at gallons per day, yes, it's on the chart, they have,
what I'm asking for, what's the difference between our actual tally for wastewater versus our allowed amount by our contract?
I could calculate that through our O&M bills.
I mean, we own like 2 million gallons a day, right? And what are we sending per day? 1 million or less?
It depends on the rain.
What's that mean? Mean we're still having infiltration?
Yeah, we'll always have infiltration, we'll never get rid of all of it.
Do we have more slip lining that needs to be done?
I'm sure we'll find a lot of slip lining that will need to be done.
Well, this is, once again, this is something we could have been trying to contract out with Flow Assessment or one of those companies to use our CIP money, even if we can't put it into construction.
When we do the camera work, it will find all the,
Is that scheduled
for next year, yeah,
for next year?
correct.
Okay, so we'll,
And I can actually, I've been talking with Belmore, trying to get him and his camera back this year.
can we get a contract signed before the end of the year for camera work that we could use to keep our money in place? So the finance committee and the budget committee could see that we have a signed contract for camera work, as well as I don't know if it's a minimum amount or something to do with, is it Flow Assessment? Is that the company we used to use? Flow Ease or Flow Assessment? Or-
He had, Yurga used like 2 or 3 different companies throughout the years.
Well, I'm just trying to put some money into the system that would be encumbered for next season. So see if you can rattle a few cages and see if we can get some estimates and maybe a contract signed for next season.
Within this calendar year.
So we can charge it against this year's CIP money.
With Belmore being a state bidder,
Yep.
maybe this is a question for Danielle, but if
We don't need to get pricing, but Ray could give us a number and say it's gonna be $200,000 to camera the lines that you want done based on the footages you have available for him. We could encumber that money in this year's budget to be spent next year in 2026. And if a flow company could say that it's so many dollars per mile, and we will contract with you for 3 miles of line, we could also have a second contract in place. That would require a bid, I imagine, unless we had a prior relationship with them and they were a preferred vendor. We've used that clause for our budgeting and hiring before.
correct.
So, as a preferred vendor, we would not be obligated to go out to bid. Ready for a motion, Mr. Chairman?
No, wait. So I just want to clarify, we have, our next meeting is October 29th or whatever that is, and then, or October 28th, which is Tuesday, October 28th. And then we are not having a meeting in November. That falls on Veterans Day, and town is closed.
When is it, the next one then?
October 28th, Tuesday, October 28th.
Yeah, that's what I'm putting in my calendar right now.
Okay. And then I'm canceling the one on the 11th
Of November.
of November,
Because,
because we're having it on the 28th, we're having it early, it's kind of, or if you wanna have one in November, it'll
Well,
have to
we-
be a
we
different
didn't-
week.
we are having our regular business meeting for October on the 28th, right?
Right,
Yes.
right.
So we need to have a regular business meeting in November.
Okay, if we have something, we can't have it on the 11th because that's Veterans Day.
Okay.
And David said he didn't think we needed one in November, but if you wanna have one in November.
Well, we could
tell
schedule
me
one
when.
and
Are we gonna be able to complete this budget on the 28th this month?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
no,
No, because I don't think finance can have all the numbers for you.
they have to have it by the 20th of October.
Let's do this. I suggest
Okay,
that we schedule a meeting in November for a date that's suitable,
okay,
and if we have no business, the chair can cancel the meeting.
okay. I don't know what days are, you
Well,
wanna
what's the
give me?
following Tuesday? You'll
The
have to-
18th, but I'm not sure
You're gonna
if
have
the
to
room's
check-
available, I'll
right,
have
check
to
with the-
look. I'll go, you know what, I'll double check what rooms are available, I'll send an email out, and then I'll confirm it at our meeting, October 28th, the November date, how's
And then we
that?
can decide on a date on
Okay.
October 28th.
Okay,
Sounds good.
sounds good.
You cannot not schedule a meeting now because there's no applications. We could have an application
right.
come in on November the 5th.
Yep, nope, that's fine.
The 18th of November, there's a budget committee meeting.
But the budget committee probably won't be in here
7.
because they're so big, it would probably be at the high school.
Oh yeah, it is at the high school.
Okay, so do you see anything
Nothing
the
else.
18th in this room?
No.
So,
On the public calendar, there's
Well, why don't you
nothing.
just find
Okay,
out if it's
so-
available for us, Lynn, and that'd be
it
great.
should be if he's not seeing it on the website, so I'll schedule it for November 18th.
And confirm at the 28th meeting.
Yep. And it'll be at 6 o'clock our regular time.
Have you been given a date for when we have to meet with the budget committee, or is that too soon?
No, it's too soon.
Okay,
And I don't think and Danielle said she wasn't sure how the budget committee was gonna wanna handle that, if they wanted to wait and do it when they do the water department at a separate meeting.
We're also gonna need to know
or-
when we have to meet with the selectmen, because we
I-
have to meet with them too.
I don't know if we are meeting with them.
We have to every year, they drag us in
I
front of the
know, but
fire.
I don't, because we're separate now, I don't know if they.
Oh, don't worry, they'll drag us in front of the fire.
I think Danielle
They
said
may
no,
not.
but
They may not.
Yeah, I
They
thought
may not.
Danielle had said. you
I
didn't
thought Danielle
have
said
to
no.
go
After all, they
to the
wanted us-
select
I'll have a
board.
little chat with Danielle myself and get all the skinny from her regarding the meeting
Okay.
schedules.
Okay.
And I can either convey it to you and you can make it public, or I'll just bring it to the meeting.
Yeah, right to the October meeting.
To get my license back.
Yeah.
No, not license.
No, I know what you're
permission to
talking about.
drive. Permission to drive.
How'd you get here tonight? Did you walk?
I have a sewer foreman who's kind enough to pick me up and drive me down here.
Oh, aren't you nice?
He's gotta walk home though.
Are you ready for a motion, sir?
Nope.
Yeah, no, I just want, like I said, the annual meeting today was only a half hour long.
Wow.
Amazing, because the only thing they said, here's all the flow rates and nothing out of whack. All the assessments for testing on heavy metal, no community had any problems.
Other
And
than
they-
our big
and they-
scare.
They
Yeah.
finished up by saying there's 2 different projects that they will start billing on next year, and they listed what the details are for that. and
Oh, so I
we-
have to add
Did
those.
they give you the amounts?
No, I have to call Lisa, that was
Okay.
too complex for.
So we're gonna have to plug them into our
Yeah.
budget too.
Yes,
Make a note of that to Danielle.
Yeah. Well, I enter the budget in there, so I've got it.
so,
Okay.
So I'd like to amend my motion.
Well, your motion,
I'm gonna make another motion then, because I
Okay.
did not include the Manchester projects in that motion. I included the numbers were gonna provided to us by finance.
so conditional upon,
So I'm gonna make another motion
okay,
regarding the conditionally approved budget. I'd like to add that we did not get the final numbers from the city of Manchester for their projects and the billing amounts for the budget year 2026. And we will provide those numbers to the finance department as soon as they're made available to us to add to the conditionally approved budget.
I'll second the motion.
Aye,
aye,
Aye.
yep, I call for the vote, and it was unanimous, thank you as well.
thank you.
okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Well,
Corey, have
Been trying.
Too late.
Our surplus vehicle did not meet its minimum for the auction.
okay,
Where would you like to go from here? I know what I would like to do.
tell me what you wanna do.
I wanna park the thing over at the water department with a for sale sign in it. And
Well, what do you think, guys? You wanna give it a go?
It doesn't harm anything,
All right.
gotta go, let it go.
there wasn't even a close bid.
I'll make a motion, excuse me, to instruct our sewer superintendent to publicly advertise our surplus vehicle at the Goffstown Water Precinct property for sale at his earliest convenience.
And if he has a good bid on that, Tim,
Yes, sir.
is he authorized to proceed?
And I think we would provide the sewer superintendent with the authority to accept an offer on behalf of the commissioners if he believes it's in the best interest of the Goffstown Sewer Commission.
You know what the minimums were on the previous effort.
It's as is sale.
As seen.
As is sale.
I'll second the motion.
Call for the vote, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Corey. Daniel,
Motion to adjourn?
second.
Unanimous, we're
Aye.
adjourned. Gulfstown TV, we are adjourned.